Every year, leadership teams review company performance and build the forecast for the year ahead. If your ESOP is not included in those review and planning processes, it needs to be. Otherwise, important ESOP considerations will almost certainly be missed. So today, I want to walk through the areas every ESOP company should be revisiting throughout the year so that things are not accidentally overlooked. Now, just like with any company, an ESOP sustainability is dependent on consistent review processes and a commitment to strategic planning. Once a company becomes an ESOP, new and important considerations need the attention of management. Continual employee education and communication, ongoing administration and filings, and growing participant balances. These are just some of the considerations that are vital to the success of your ESOP. After years as the CFO of an ESOP-owned company, I learned this firsthand. What became clear is that long-term success comes from consistently reviewing and planning for the right things. Being proactive and thoughtful when reviewing your ESOP processes is always better than having to be reactive if something is missed. Financial review and planning are part of almost every company's annual processes. Now, this can't just be how the company performed, but how the ESOP fits into future cash flow. As the ESOP matures, repurchase obligations become real recurring cash demands that need to be planned for. That means balancing working capital needs, investments in company growth, debt obligations, and upcoming distributions. This is also a great time to step back and ask whether the ESOP structure is still sustainable given where the company is headed. Every company goes through an annual valuation, but timing and coordination matter more than most people realize. Most lenders require CPA-prepared financial statements within 90 to 120 days of year-end. That means that annual valuation timing, audit timing, and trustee coordination all have to line up. It's kind of like the chicken or the egg question. Who's going to complete the work first? But how can they without relying on the other party? Valuation professionals need assurance from auditors that the draft of the financial statements that they're relying on aren't going to materially change. At the same time, auditors need a finalized share value to adjust annual compensation expense and to complete the ESOP footnote. The key for you is to make sure that all external parties are aligned and communicating with each other toward a common goal. One practice that we found especially helpful was meeting with the trustee and valuation firm after year-end books were closed. Discussing the prior year performance, successes and challenges, and future outlook was incredibly valuable and made the valuation process better. Another area that deserves an annual review is compliance and administration. Now, this is where most ESOP mistakes are made, partly because responsibilities are spread across so many parties. Ongoing administration, compliance testing, filings, participant statement preparation, making participant distributions, all of it has to happen and on a timeline. An annual review helps confirm nothing was missed and that everyone understands their role. It's also important to periodically review the ESOP plan document to make sure the ESOP is working as it was initially intended. Distribution schedules, benefit levels, treatment of terminated participants, those decisions can have very different impacts as the ESOP matures. The goal isn't constant change, but alignment. Finally, there's employee education and engagement. An ESOP only works if employees understand what ownership means to them personally and how their actions affect value. They have to think like owners. Annual meetings, sharing valuation results, and creating space for questions reinforces that connection. The strongest ESOP companies treat ownership culture as something that's maintained, not assumed. So when you step back, a successful ESOP really comes down to consistency. Reviewing the right areas each year helps prevent important things from getting missed, and the ESOP keeps working the way it was intended. If you want to learn more about each of these areas in detail, check the link in the description. And if you have questions or want help reviewing your annual ESOP process, reach out to us.